Hello, friends. All right, so let's see. I wanted to all right. Hey, Chris. I love that you're here. Dang it, you're getting all kinds of 7 energy today. So, which is awesome because you know by now that it's all about taking brave action and like trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, and all of those things. So, I'm gonna repeat myself. Thank you all for following. I know I'm so excited that y'all 3 times today. You're gonna make me blush. So, I know it's the social media hop. It's so fun. I'm trying to find my place. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Instagram feels a little not like Andrea, but I don't know. We're gonna give it a go. Love it. Thank you. All right, so y'all, you two know that we are in this 7 energy today, and what it's about too, and it is about taking brave action, and how we can really start to harness that energy by trusting ourselves, trusting our intuition. And that's what the 7 energy holds. So, I love to, yeah, I know, I'm obviously I'm hopping too, Chris. So I'll talk about numbers and how there's like a high side and a low side, which that's more of like us feeling empowered and us feeling disempowered. I'll close my computer. And so with that, and that's why I like to talk about the way that we can feel this and feel the energy of an empowered way and then a disempowered way. So one thing that comes up, on 7 energy days, again, is like taking brave action. And so if there's anything that you have been wanting to experience, anything that you've wanted to do, like, because I see like so many people right now are changing careers, whether that's by force or not. Some people are truly changing careers, and I have walked that path of going from nurse to like business owner and thinking, oh shit, like who am I to do this? Imposter syndrome like a mofo, and and walking myself through it, honestly. So it's been very healing, and it's been very stretchy at the same time. So going from business owner, from like holistic nutritionist, even to, yoga instructor, teaching Reiki, into like, and I help people start their businesses too. So this was never expected when I left my nursing career, but it's a thing. And I can see it now for so many people who are literally changing their careers, like I said, and whether that's by force or by their own, like their own decision. So what I want to say is that there is so much clarity, and y'all know that, like, I know Chris, Bree, I know that y'all hear this all the time, but there is so much clarity that comes through action, through doing something, right? And sometimes that doing, it can be something that feels stretchy. Again, like, holy, I'm doing this. I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm doing it. I'm going to do the thing. And so that, in 7, this is why I love numbers, y'all, because we can learn like the lessons and the teachings of the numbers, and you can literally walk yourself a 1 through a 9-day cycle is like climbing the consciousness ladder. It's like a manifestation cycle, even. Like, that's why I created that numerology calendar, so that people can go and like use that to start to manifest or start to even grow in their own consciousness. So yeah, I love numbers, obviously, but that whole 7 energy, I don't know, it feels like that, though it's not my day number, it is, I'm so tied to the teachings of the 7. So we know that 7s are one of the most highly spiritual numbers that there is. We see 7s, they're all in the Bible. They're, you got 7 chakra. I mean, there's all kinds of, I know I'm not thinking of all the 7s everywhere. 7 days in the week, like there's 7s everywhere. And so we know, and just intuitively, right? Like you can know, oh, my ear just, okay. So even intuitively, you can know, right, that is, that there's a lot of magic that can happen on these 7 energy days. The 7 reminds me of like the words that I hear are sovereignty, freedom, intuition, like, and this is total 7 energy because I've studied this for a long time, but I'm telling, like, I can hear it and I can feel it. And once you start to get tuned in to the daily energies, you will too. Like, you will feel it. You will see, you'll even like see, like, that's 7 in action. And that's just how my brain works. So, showing others what's possible is another high side, like a high side of the experience of the 7. So I see what's possible. And I know that I'm somebody that I'm supposed, like, what my purpose is to show people what's possible, because we get programmed very easily. And I'll share some of my, hey Caitlin, I'll share some of my story, like how I, in my nursing career, I was so programmed to think, oh, if you leave this hospital system, you're not going to have insurance. You're not going to have, and I live in a body that needs insurance. Sorry, but a lot of people do. And so that was bullshit. There's so many different, and I'm talking as an entrepreneur. There's so many resources out there for us now. They weren't always there, but they are there now. And so there's like, I almost want to say like there's no excuse, but there's fear, right? So we have fear and we have faith. And that's part of the 7 energy, is going, well, I'm going to decide. Am I going to like let my life be run by faith, or am I going to let my life be run by fear? I've had to do this dance lately, And so, so again, like, just seeing what's possible. Seeing what's possible through other people. Hey, Brittany. So, hey, Deborah, it's good to have you here. So seeing this, right, is like the teachings of the 7, like, I'm going to trust myself. So there's so many different ways we can go here today. And I'll get some cards, because that's almost like a touch point for like what wants to come through for me. It's so weird. I'm a little quirky like that, which is fine. That's one thing too, y'all. When you can like embrace all of you, embrace your quirks, embrace the wise person in you, embrace the weird, embrace the whatever, all of it. When you quit fragmenting yourself and you're like, I'm gonna live holy, in wholeness. Even as I say that, can you feel the reaction that your body has to that? I'm gonna live wholly, not fragmented. How does that make you feel when you think about, wow, I'm not fragmented? I'm not gonna choose to fragment myself anymore. Disconnect from myself, disconnect, not only disconnect from yourself, disconnecting from yourself is disconnecting from every other relationship. Because the relationship to yourself affects every other relationship. Truly. I am all of those and more. Yes, I love it. Holding yourself in sacred space. I love it. All right, so okay, so those were the high side of the 7. I'm just like looking at my notes. Knowing that everything happens for a reason is another thing. And I know I shared this a little while ago on my Instagram live. I've been doing the social media hopping. So what I learned about, leaving my nursing career was that sometimes things aren't going to be logical, right? Like, logically, it did not make sense for me to leave a nursing career where I made hella good money, but life is not all about money. And the feeling of, how do I want to say this? Like the experience of letting your faith overrun your fear and seeing what that can do to yourself and how much confidence you build in yourself. is nothing short of amazing, especially if you, like me, have been programmed to think that things are just this way and that's just how they are. I think that that's one of the most dangerous things that we could ever say is like, we've always done it like that. I really do. Yeah, go find a better spot. All right, so let's see what wants to come through. So that's the high side. Knowing again that everything happens for a reason. I know what I was going to say now was that had I stayed in my nursing career, because I mean I was damn good. Like I didn't get in trouble with my jobs or anything like that. I won awards. I didn't get in trouble, but I knew that because I started like speaking truth and I started standing up for myself in a certain toxic situation, I would have been fired. So whenever you are out of alignment with whatever it is that you're going to do, it doesn't matter. Whatever situation you want to, imagine right now. If you are out of alignment, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. And so had I kept going and kept like sharing the truth, because some of you know some of my story, like one of my bosses, he would come, when he came to work, he would be drunk. And whenever I voiced that to administration, they didn't care. They didn't care. I was like, oh, well, that's way out of alignment for me. I give a damn. I'm not going to work in a hospital where you allow people to come to work who still are like drunk from the night before. That's just not, it's cool. So that's just not cool to me. Thank God he did not touch patients. So, and it really was eye-opening that I knew that the more I spoke out about it, yeah, they didn't care. And they started looking at me and gaslighting me, as the one that was the troublemaker. So I was like, me? A troublemaker? Like, what the hell? So that's when I knew, like, the more I'm going to start speaking about this, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get fired, And, which I was nowhere near getting fired. That's what I'm saying. Like, I made a very conscious decision to go, you know what? This is so out of alignment with me. It's time to go. Like, so the universe is showing me that what the vision, honestly, that I did have for myself was to have this whole wellness clinic and to do like Reiki, because I was already, a Reiki practitioner for a couple years at that point, for a few years at that point. And so that was my vision, and I had put that out to, this is how universal law works, y'all. So I had put that out to the universe and then got put in that situation and was like, they used to make fun of me and call me grasshopper because I would actually go out and help the nurses, because I don't know I don't know who I'm talking to, but I know that some people on here will get this, that I worked with the electronic medical records part of the, in the hospital, helping people document. And we would always do upgrades. And so I would be the one that would come around and talk to the nurses and say, let me show you how to do this, because we just upgraded and it's a little confusing, And so when I would come back from doing my rounds around the hospital, and the people in my office would call me grasshopper. And they would be like, okay, grasshopper, because I actually got off my ass and like did work, because I was a nursing supervisor for 7 years. That was ingrained to me. You work. Like, I have a really good work ethic. So when I would come back, and y'all, literally, I can't believe I'm telling y'all this story, but it's okay. This is healing for me. I would come back, and one of the other nurses that became, we were called like clinical coordinator, like, it's a very long, what we called ourselves were very long. She was a nurse too, and she knew better. And she was actually an ER ICU nurse. And she sat there the whole day. And she was like telling me how she had been on the computer ordering, do y'all know those cups, the little, what were they called? The Topsy, I can't remember. There was these silly little cups that, Turvy. Maybe I'm making that part up. Turvis. Shit. I don't know. Anyway, I come back one day, especially, I'll never forget this. I come back and she was like, I've been on the computer for 3 hours ordering a new top for my cup. Now, mind you, I had been running around the whole damn hospital helping nurses. Like actually like learn things. And I actually did rounds in the ER where she was supposed to round. And so when I came back and she said that, I was like, holy fuckaroo. Like, I know. So the universe was telling me this is not in alignment for you. Y'all notice where this happens for you. That's why I tell you this story. Notice where this happens for you. So people were like, okay, grasshopper, like you actually work. We don't. I'm like, yeah, I want to work. I want to know. I want to help. I'm a helper. Like I do the things. And so I could not be there in that. I didn't care how much you're paying me. Not worth it. No, that's not like in the end how I wanted to be like, yeah, I just sat there at this job that treated me like shit and made fun of me because I actually worked. And that doesn't matter. What will be right with my soul is what matters. You see what I mean? Like it's yeah. Anyway, that's just one story, y'all. I have so many. I do want to read some of the comments there. Hearing your perspective is spot on. Oh, yeah. Diving straight into the unknown with no fear and an open heart, Brittany. That is so beautiful. That brings, like, I could feel tears, like, wanting to well up, like, especially with the open heart part. Just be open. Because if you do, like, the more open you are, like, show me. What am I supposed to do? What do you want me to do? Whether that's God, universe, spirit, source, whatever word you use, that higher power. I call it the creator, the great mystery, the only thing that there is, right? Like that's where I can only operate from. And I knew it was going to suck the life out of me staying there. So I get it. Truth at last. My Band-Aid has been, y'all, in my Reiki school just now, in Bree and Chris, I know that you're here. Like, we were doing our throat chakras. Like, we were practicing Reiki. And I was like, y'all, having a clearing. And this has been happening. Like, so Band-Aids are off. Like, I don't mind sharing my stories because I know that I'm supposed to. Like, you can hear me, like, so that people see what's possible. Because there's so much possible. No, I would love to see you. I'm booking an appointment soon. I need help. I got you, girl. Oh, I get this. Yeah, Chris, I know. I mean, yeah. God forbid you show them up. I love the idea of being a grasshopper. Well, doctors are hoping I will die. Misdiagnosis and lack of compassion from being overworked. Oh my God. Are you a nurse? Oh, deliriously happy, 714. I'd be furious. I know, I was so furious. I was like, I can't. Yep. The path of no resistance. I had a lot of resistance. Even then, you know, there's still a lot of, because y'all, you have to have so much, and this is the path like of an entrepreneur even. You know, and I left my nursing career and I'm like, okay, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. Oh my God, I'm just a nurse. Like, I'm just a nurse. Really? That's a lot. So it's so true. People need to know they are not alone and we can do better, heal, and we can. Like, I know I'm living proof. So we'll get to the low end of the 7. I want to see what card we get first. 3, recognition and reward. Recognition and reward. Okay, so this 3, y'all, the 3 is all about amplification. It's all about celebration. And what I want to say is that how many times do we stop and just celebrate our freaking wins? So as I sit here and tell y'all this story, I got, maybe it was like 2 years after I'd quit. I don't know the timeline anymore. Time is, what is time, you know? But I remember writing in my journal, and I've said this before on my lives, like I had completed so much, like so many different certifications. 2-year holistic nutrition certification, a 9-month yoga certification. I say that was intense. Like that was intense. And all of the like documentation that I had to do. Completing my Reiki Master Teacher certification. And I still thought I was a loser. Like this is my mean girl, how she would talk to me. Oh my God. I had to do a lot of deprogramming from my nursing career. Oh my God, you're not grasshopper anymore. You're not doing all the things anymore. You didn't do shit. You didn't complete anything. Like you're a loser. That's how I used to talk to myself. And I remember I sat down with myself, and it was just an intuitive nudge, and I was like, Andrea, just write down what have you been doing in your life in the last 2 years since you left your nursing career? Because it seems like it was around about that time. I'm like sweating telling these stories. So so I sat down and I wrote this long, y'all, after I wrote it, I just cried. I was like, how could you not see yourself? So I tell you this story as a way to tell you or to share with you that it is so important. And you're human. We are human. Like we're not going to see ourselves all the time. But when you can stop what you're doing and witness yourself. That was so powerful. I just burst out into tears and was like, how could you not see yourself and call yourself a loser? You have done so much. Like, and there's more. There was a lot more even on that list. Like, it's almost embarrassing, but I know that we're human. I know that I'm very human. And so I get the whole feeling, the imposter syndrome. I get the feeling not good enough. And we could have done so much. And for whatever reason, we still don't see it. I don't know why we do that. It's conditioning, and so I want to share with you recognition and reward. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself. Even if it's like, let me sit down and write this, and maybe it's just one thing. It doesn't matter. Like, celebrate yourself that you sat here and you listened to this crazy woman on TikTok telling you this story about, you know what I'm saying? And you had some kind of awareness, or you saw yourself and you saw where you beat yourself up too and don't celebrate yourself. How about that? Right? So, yes, Bree, and surround ourselves with souls that uplift. Yes. Just a nurse, aka superhero. Nurses are the superheroes, especially right now. Thank you, Brittany. This is so beautiful. We deserve those moments first. We do. Hello, Heidi, Jim. It's nice to meet you. Nice to have you here. So again, recognize yourself, witness yourself, follow the intuitive nudge. Y'all, whenever you do sit down and you witness yourself, whatever that looks like for you, you don't have to do it the way I'm saying. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just sharing my stories and sharing how we learn through others. We see ourselves through others. Oh, good. Lily, good. Well, I'm glad, because I was I followed my intuitive nudges of show up and share your story. It is, Bree. So, and then whatever it is, reward yourself. And maybe that's just high five. I'm going to high five myself today. And maybe it's I'm going to go buy myself an ice cream, which I wouldn't suggest because, sugar. Because then you'll want more sugar. But even go buy yourself a new pair of panties. I don't know. Go buy yourself something. Go buy yourself flowers. Go take a nice walk by yourself and recognize yourself. Give yourself some kind of gift. It doesn't have to be a physical thing, right? It can be I'm going to give myself a 5-minute break to go sit outside and breathe in the air. And I'm just going to notice. I'm going to give myself some love. I'm going to recognize who I'm becoming, who I am, who I've become. I hope that resonates. So the low side of the 7, let's talk about that one I shuffle, is like proving, like there's a lot of proving energy. And y'all, I get that. I get it. But you don't have to prove yourself. Think about where in your life are you holding like proving energy? Like, I'm trying to prove that I'm good enough for this. I'm trying to prove that I know more than you. I'm trying to prove, and that's a big one. I'm trying to prove that I know more than you. And it's subconscious. Sometimes we do that. So, proving energy, being kind of like really I don't normally talk about narcissism or anything like that, but really like showing up as a narcissist, because there's a big difference, right? Sounds like a shadow work problem. It is a shadow work. I'm always dropping the hints, sister. So that is fearful of change, of course, because we were talking about how we were like 7's like the fool's journey. Like you're sitting there looking over the precipice, like holy, here I go. I think I'm gonna jump, but maybe I won't, but maybe I will. No, I'm going to. I'm going to jump. Oh no, I'm not going to. That's the low side. Fearful of change. And we're human. And we so resist change, and we get caught up in our fear. Oh, I love this. We got the heart chakra. So talk about portals and ways in. So y'all, there's many paths, many ways into your heart, into we'll leave it there because this is a heart stone. So the heart stone. Guys, I pick up a stone. We're talking about the heart chakra. So in traditional Chinese medicine, they literally see things as portals a lot of times. And we're talking about the heart. The heart really is a portal. And they looked at it as an orifice, right? And if you think about orifices, I know that's a kind of funny word to say in this way, but that's okay. It's a way in. It's a way through. And so whenever you go into the heart, right? Like that's the way in. And a lot of times, and this was so my experience, I forgot to clear the back of the heart. And so I was telling this story actually in my Reiki class this morning. When I would first go and get Reiki from my Reiki practitioner, I'd always lay on my stomach. And I didn't know like what that meant. I didn't know like what that meant energetically at the time. That, I was in the back of our heart is where we receive. Okay, so a lot of us, especially women, and I've been really dancing with the nurse archetype, which we all carry it in us, okay, is in the back of the heart space, we don't receive. We don't know how to receive. I used to not even receive a compliment. When people would be like, "Oh my God, your eyes are so brown, they're so pretty," and I would be like, "Thanks," or like your hair looks so good, Adrienne. I'd be like, "Oh, thanks, I need to wash it." I do that still now. Like, especially since I've got my bangs cut, I'm like, I don't know, I'm trying to get used to this. But I mean, really, like I would not receive a compliment. I would not receive. One of the biggest lessons I had in receiving was this one time at band camp. I'm kidding. If y'all know, you know. Here comes the story. So I was at I was doing some stone healing kind of things with the teacher. I went to this class. And I was just going to take notes for a dear sister of mine that she did the like stone healing and kind of stuff too, or she sells stones. And she was like, "Will you go to this class and take notes for me? And it's all about like stones." And I was like, "What? Yeah? What are you talking about? Of course I'll go. I want to know." And so I get to the class, and this was right after I quit my nursing career. It was probably a year after I quit my nursing career. I was in no like financial way like able to pay for this $1,000 class at the time. And so I get into the class and we do the introductions, and I was like, I'm just here for the weekend. I'm just here to take notes. Like, because everybody else, there's like nurse practitioners and acupuncturists and like all these medical people that were really there to learn how to do stone healing. And I was like, wow, this is incredible seeing like who showed up to the class, and I can't afford this right now. And I remember the teacher was like, well, hold on. And everybody was like, what? We love your energy. What? And so after that class, the teacher got in touch with me, and she was like, Andrea, do you want to take this class? And I was like, well, I'd love to, but I can't afford it. And she said, well, actually, everybody in the class went in together and paid your tuition. And I was like, it was so uncomfortable. And I remember I started crying. I was just like, what? Hold on. It was such the lesson in receiving. And I was talking about this in my Reiki class earlier. As nurses, we give. That's what I was trained to do. Give, martyr, give. To the point of total burnout and completion, or like depletion, not complete. Funny, because it did complete itself. So that's what I want to say about the back of the heart, that heart chakra space, is don't forget that even that part of us, the back part of our bodies, want love too. Like they need nourishment and things like that too. So it was just interesting how I would go see my Reiki master, didn't know anything. I mean, I was just like baby learning about energy. And I'm laying down on my stomach, and here she was giving me this love, this loving energy, this loving healing where I needed it. And I didn't know, and maybe I knew intuitively and didn't know. Do you see what I'm saying? So it was just so beautiful. And then like learning how the heart is actually that portal. And so whenever we can imagine even like things moving through our heart and opening our heart so that we're not so closed off in relationship, like I'll never love again. I'm not ready to love again. I don't want to love again because I know in the past, I know the experiences from my past have happened. And sometimes we need to forget those experiences. Sometimes we need to forget those experiences. Just because that happened there does not mean that it's going to happen in the future. Bottom line. So we can identify with those stories if we want to, if you want to, but it's not, it can be a way to keep you held back, if that makes any sense. So the heart chakra is literally a portal. And just FYI, when we're talking about stones, one of my most favorite heart stones is watermelon tourmaline, because if you think about it, the outer part is green and the inner part is like pinkish, like kind of like this color. It is like the perfect heart stone. So just realize I'm excited to love again, right? You don't have to take that and be like, oh, I'm not ready. I love that, Brie. That's huge. Like those kind of things, like relationship kind of things, are huge. You go, oh my God, you know what? I'm actually going to feel love again. But to love is to, be vulnerable. It is vulnerable. It is it's powerful medicine. Like if you, I don't know where I've heard this, but it's like to know love is like one of the greatest things ever. To not know love, even if you get a heartbreak, right? Like, what's that saying? I'm going to butcher this. But it's like, really, knowing love, experiencing love, feeling love is one of the greatest powers, one of the greatest energy that there is. So if you can start thinking of your heart as a portal, as a way in, as a way through, and give to yourself. I'm not saying give to yourself from a place of like ego or like, because I don't know. Every time I start talking about this, and I'm not kidding, I literally hear this woman's like, and I need to let this go myself, but I can hear this news anchor that I saw, and she was talking about this whole like self-love movement is just like, I can't remember exact words, but it was like, it's so ridiculous. And I'm like, you are what's part of the problem. That is old patriarchal thinking, that how we have been so conditioned not to, even like self-respect, self-compassion, you know, because sometimes I guess self-love could come across as like narcissist, like I just love myself and nobody else. But that is not what I'm talking about here at all. And I think you all know that. But I hear that voice in my head, and I think it kind of pisses me off, you know, that because it's the programming, you know, and how wrong it is. God, I could say a lot about that. I'm gonna shut up. I feel like I've been on a little tangent. The greatest thing in life is to love and be loved. Yes, it is. Sometimes love isn't romantic. It's knowing unconditional love from another human. You are exactly right. Ravenheart 70. You didn't even have heart in your name. That's so true. It's like, think about you all that have birthed children, looking at that baby for the first time, going, oh my God, I created that. I created this little human. Talk about unconditional love. And if you can start to see yourself too as that little tiny human, that'll put things into perspective, especially around like caring for yourself. About myself, let's see. Hey, Deborah. All right, so let me, that fingered again. All right, so I hope that resonates, especially around the heart chakra and like how you can open, you know, let down your heart walls. Vulnerable, experience unconditional love. What if you had unconditional love for yourself? Okay, so I got obstacles and challenges. So, and the 5 is all about, you know, change and things shifting and moving. Well, sometimes we will have obstacles in our way, and challenges in our way. And what makes it, so let me see, like check in what wants to come through here, because whenever things are changing and shifting and moving, and I'm just going to tap into the 7 here, because the 7's all about your sovereignty, your freedom, your, you know, free, like you're free to be yourself. And in that sometimes, so sometimes it's going to feel like, oh my God, in this like freedom to, and your sovereignty to become yourself, and I'm experiencing this right now, is like you will have this, maybe you can look at it as a challenge and an obstacle, but it's more like a clearing in what I'm experiencing right now, especially is like this clearing of my throat. And sometimes you can come up even against yourself and go, oh my gosh, like I'm really going to speak about this. But y'all, sometimes those things that we perceive as obstacles and challenges are breakthroughs. They are breakthroughs. So if you can give yourself to even, y'all, if you have to go practice something that you want to tell somebody, because this is what I'm hearing very clearly. If there's something you want to tell somebody, I've done this before, like literally gone in front of the mirror and practice saying it. I've written it down. We are in Mercury retrograde, and that can, you know, Mercury's all about communication, which is up right now in the field, like miscommunication, and good communication. It's all up there. So whenever we feel like, oh, here I come, I'm gonna come up against this challenge. I'm resisting. I don't want to share my truth. I'm scared to be myself because I'm scared that people will not like me. People won't accept my little quirkiness. People won't see me for who I am. There's several, like I resonate with this so much. Like imposter. Who am I? Who am I? That was big for me. Right? And when you have, again, I'm going to bring in the part around like witnessing yourself and seeing yourself and loving yourself through like, oh my God, okay, so I practice speaking. And this is for people who are like really wanting to public speak or like make a TikTok video. If you can love yourself through it, because you get so much clarity through action. So I'm going to make this TikTok video. And I can see that, you know, I feel uncomfortable making this. I'm like, actually going to have my face in this video. My voice is going to be in this video. Holy moly. And I will be just made fun of. I don't know. There's all kinds of little things that can come in. And loving yourself right through it. You have to, at some point when you put yourself out there, you are going to fail. And you're going to fail forward. Especially if you look at it like, oh my God, because all those mess ups, those F ups are going to teach you so much. And they're in my experience, it could feel like an obstacle or a challenge or something like that. But at the same time, that was like some of the best medicine I got. Especially when I felt like I had failed. Do you know what I mean? I hope I'm making sense. Let's see. I can see Chris this time. Andrea, this is Richard. He does amazing breath work and meditation. It's nice to meet you, Richard. Hey, Debbie. Oh, I love it. So we can do a little bit of breath here even today if y'all want to. But I think I went over pretty much the low side of the 7. So know that's in the energy that we're in today. And you can harness that energy and make it work for you, right? Nice to meet you, Richard. All right, so y'all got this awareness. I love this. Okay, so you know how we're talking about the 1 through the 9-day energy cycles. And again, if you're interested in numerology, there is it's an $11 numerology calendar that I created. It's in the link in my bio. And if you follow these 1 through 9 energy days, you can look at it as a manifestation cycle or as a way to like climb the consciousness ladder. And I love to look at both. Like I love to play with both. And so and think about this. This is total like multivite teaching, but the very first step in transformation is awareness. Period. Awareness. And so if you can give yourself the gift, I'm going to come back to this over and over and over again. If you can give yourself the gift of presence, like I am present, I am here, here's my little ritual, whatever it is, and you give yourself that time of quiet or like reflection, however, meditation especially, you can have these great awarenesses about yourself, period. And it is it's like soul medicine when you can do that, because those awarenesses, like I said, it's the first step in transformation. Like I just had this download, this great awareness about myself. So yeah, it really is a gift whenever you can step into that space again of giving yourself the grace of getting quiet so that you can hear what your higher self, your soul self, like whatever you say this is. Because I know there's a lot of people with different beliefs. But that is a gift. So maybe that's the part of the self-inquiry thing that you can do today is to go, into like a meditative or a space where you're just being present, right? Like I'm present walking down the road. I look at the road because I'm like, I want to go walk. But y'all, we had a bear in our front yard, just a side note. We had a bear in our yard like 2 nights ago. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. So awareness, what awareness is. And oh my gosh, I'm going to say bring a journal because you're going to want to write that down. Especially if you're on, here's the thing. If you're on a transformation journey, I so encourage you to keep a journal because awareness, you'll have those awarenesses and then you'll come back because y'all, we are quick to forget. We're human. We're quick to forget. So if you can go back in that journal and make sure you keep the dates and witness yourself and like how far you've come or like even the things that you were thinking about. Like I was going through this thing last year. I was, and see how you move through it. Right? So let's see. Your neighbor had a bear in their pool last night. Oh my, in their pool? Oh, that would be funny if we had a bear in our pool. Oh my God. Oh, much love, Richard. Thank you for being here. Girl, oh my God, a fox. That got some of your chickens. That sucks. Yeah, one time there was a fox that came walking up here, and it looked really, what's the word I want to use? Like it was haggard. I don't know any other word. It might have had like the mange, or I don't think it was rabid. But it was still cute. Those dang foxes will get your chickens. I know that. I do know that. All right. Let's see what else. Oh, thank you for the roses. That was super sweet. I bet you did not want to have that conversation. So my grandson has been known to like pick up chickens and like run around with chickens in his hand. I'm like, oh, as a kid, I don't know. I would have been scared to do that probably. Well, I don't know. I think I'm like, hold on, I wasn't scared much. But it's so cute. I never would have thought about people like holding chickens. Oh boy, here we come. I'm like, Hello from Kansas. Thank you for the follow. At least keep a gratitude, right? Keep a gratitude, at very least. I love that you said that, Carol. I just want to make sure. I feel like I'm missing something here. Okay, so so I was like, here we go. Patience. That's like a 4-letter word to me. I don't know why I'm whispering. I'm like, patience. And it's a 5 too, with change. 5 is like change. 5 can be freedom too. 5 can be like wanderlust. Like I'm ready to like go explore, kind of adventurous energy. And if we look at the picture, it looks like he's planted this seed in the palm of his hand. Like he has the world in his hand. And you can see, it looks like even through the ether, like this grew from his mind. He planted this seed and it took form. But in that journey, it took a while. Like to go from seed to full-fledged flower, bloomed, that's a journey. That is a process. And it takes time. So you can't skip. If you bypass lessons, if you bypass, like, I'm not going to meditate. I'm not going to, and meditation looks different for everybody. I'm going to bypass my emotions. And I'm going to claim that I'm healed. I'm just going to bypass all this shit. No, yeah. I'm going to take the easy way. That will come back and bite you like nobody's business. I have done it. I speak completely from experience. But if you can see that too, so if y'all can see how you're totally guilty, right? Dang humans, we're so human. So that patient, it takes patience, and give yourself truly the time, because a healing journey is not linear, y'all. You're gonna go. I know I say this like it's not this. It's like do 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 do. That's healing, right? So it's not. We've got to give ourselves a lot of grace. There's a lot in the word patience, that P word. There's a lot of surrender and a lot of grace that goes along with that. Because again, it is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. And you wouldn't want it to. You wouldn't want it to. Because there's so much medicine in all of the lessons. I hope that makes sense. The journey of pie. The ability to wait with a good attitude. I love that. I love that, Brittany. Well said. Mic drop. Love it. Okay, so I'll pull one more card. So I hope that and y'all, before I draw another card, set your intention. Stay tuned. I've got a lot of things that I'm excited. I really, after this, the afternoon is mine, so that I can really put together what I'm feeling really called to do. So you do get so much more growth when you slow down for the journey. How about that? How about it, we say the slow down for the journey. If y'all can tell, I resist that word. Can you say it? Patience. Ugh. Ugh. And I know that it's so worth it. All right. I want you to think about your intention. If there's a wondering in your mind, because whenever we're divining things, you don't ever ask like, will I marry my best friend next year? We don't get those yeses and nos. The better way to form an ask would be like, what does it look like if? Or how would I go about doing such a thing? You know, it's like the how, the what, not like the yes or no. Chris, did I say something funny? The integration period. That's true. That's true. All right, so if you'll have that ask, and I hope that something comes through for you that will make sense for whatever your, what will this look like kind of inquiry go. All right. Patience. I think I can create a song out of that, Chris. All right, so 7 energy day. The last card of the day is the 7. And in 7 energy is about victory. It's about triumph. It's the fool's journey. He's like, I'm going to leap. I'm going to take this leap of faith. And the universe will catch you. 7 on 7. So this triumph, whatever question that you're formed, like how will it look, you know, kind of thing, is there will be victory. There will be triumph. There will be knowing. That's what I can hear. It's like, it's so simple, y'all. It's so simple that I want to be like, that can't be it. And it really is. You will be successful, especially if you're determined. What you want wants you to. Like, y'all know this, right? Like, y'all know this, right? Tears of joy and being scared, I guess. Yeah, I know that. It's like a freaking paradox, Lily. It's like we can hold both energies in our body. Of like, oh my God, this feels scary, this feels exciting, it doesn't make sense, and then it's both. And it is both. Life is such a paradox. Oh my, I needed that card. Been kind of rough past couple of days. Well, good, Debbie. I'm so glad. It answered your question, Brittany. We got this. You do have this. So y'all, thank you so much for being here live with me. If you do want a reading, like your soul purpose blueprint reading, there's other kind of stuff that I do, other readings that I do that I always use numerology there. Like this kind of stuff, like, yeah, sure, I do that, but I can do that. I do that more for my private clients. I do spiritual life coaching. I teach Reiki. Of course, I have a Reiki school going on right now, but I have taught it one-on-one, that's for sure. Actually, the last person that I taught Reiki to in a one-on-one scenario, he was going blind, and I learned so much. Teaching him. Y'all, when you teach, you learn just as much. So you're living in that in-between right now. Yeah, I get it. Also, don't think I forgot about you or your post on how to get in contact with you. Oh yeah, that's fine. But you can absolutely book a numerology report with me. I'm going to be offering up some healing sessions in packages though, because y'all, here's the thing. If you're going, and this is the truth of the truth, if you're going to have like acupuncture, if you're going to have Reiki, if you're going to have massage, even, like, nothing happens. And well, I say nothing happens, things happen in that first one, but each session like builds on itself. So I am going to be opening up some healing spots too, but I have lots coming through me. If you need help with your own business, I do that as well. So I am super excited. Y'all, I'm excited for life right now. As crazy as it kind of is, is I keep walking in what I teach, and that is the beauty way. And in that concept of walking in beauty, it's like, because I felt the gratitude this morning. Like, I was in tears this morning, like when I was in the shower. And if I think about it right now, like the grateful for the people who I created this, and y'all are creating too. We create our realities. And when we understand that we are the creators, and like I'm seeing all of this beauty around me, I'm like, I created this. I am so grateful that, because I was feeling the 7, like I'm so grateful that I trusted myself 7 years ago to leave a nursing career and to do this thing differently. We all got this. Keep walking in the beauty way. That's choosing to see the beauty around you. Not focusing on all of the entropy, the things that are dissolving in the world. Don't put your head in the sand, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, like, the more we can give that energy and that focus to creating the life that we want, to healing the planet, to raising that vibration of the planet, whatever it is, we have got this. And we have got this more so in numbers. So in numbers, when we're all together holding the same intention, is what I'm talking about. Because I could talk about numbers in so many different levels right now. So I want to make sure I don't miss anybody's comments. Yeah, speaking my language, Lady Love. You are so funny. You are so sweet. You help with your business. Yep, I do that too. DDMT, I was well, first off, I was a CNA. When I was in nursing school, I was a CNA, and I did a lot of, I was called a nurse extern, so I did a lot of wound care on med surg floor. And then I was like, I cannot work 7P to 7A anymore. It was not for me. My body resisted that. It just didn't work. So I went down to peri-op, and I did pre-op. I did pre-assessment testing, and I did PACU, which is recovery from surgery. I did that for a long time. I was a nursing supervisor down there for inpatient, outpatient, like all the things. And then I went to work with Epic Systems. Epic is one of the biggest, like, electronic medical records businesses out there. So I was certified as an inpatient clinical documentation application coordinator. That is a long, long, long title. So thank you all again, and thank you for asking about my previous life. And Psych RN, yeah, 12 years Psych RN, yeah. I in my class where I was learning this stone stuff, there was one, or there's actually a couple of Psych RNs in there too, and they wanted selenite. I'm just saying. So I'll see you all soon. Love you.